Hello, this is Christine from A Naturally Balanced Dog. And I'm sorry, I threw you right into that, didn't I? Your question was about 30 minutes or so is kind of the direction that we go. But anyways, I just want to welcome everybody to a session for Facebook Live here at A Naturally Balanced Dog. And I just wanted to introduce our guest today, which is Sue. And Sue is a canine masseuse from About a Dog Pawsitive Canine Massage. That's quite a mouthful for me. So anyways, yes. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what you do and the benefits to dogs and so forth. But before we get started, I just want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who might not know who I am. My name is Christine. I am with A Naturally Balanced Dog. I am a fresh feeder. Some people call it raw feeding. I also help pet owners learn about the benefits of feeding fresh food for their dogs, and I offer healthy solutions for them. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit more with Sue here. And so maybe you can share, Sue, how did you get started in canine massage? I think it's such an awesome career choice, first of all, to be working with dogs. And I think a lot of people have interest in that. So can you tell me a little bit how you got started?
I can. I had a dog. His name was Spencer, and he passed away from osteosarcoma. And I just felt there was something more that I could have done for him that I didn't know. And so I just started searching the internet, and then I came across Chicago School of Canine Massage. And so I just kind of looked that up and decided, you know what? I think I want to try this. And, you know, and I was in the corporate world, 16 plus years in insurance. So it was a huge step. It was something that I just jumped on. I started that in 2014.
Wow. Okay. So you've been around for quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. And so tell me, what is the education process like, and what was it like for you as far as like, where'd you go to school and things of that nature, and how long did that take you? And
so the program I did was with the Chicago School of Canine Massage, which is now Canis Body Works. So when I took the program, I took a level 1 and a level 2, and those were 7-day nonstop classes. And then you did that, and then you had to do case studies and take a test, and then you could go on to level 2 and do your case studies and so on and so forth. So I finished my education in 2014 and 2015. And then I got nationally certified in 2016. So I took some time to study because you have to learn. You have to learn the anatomy, the physiology, the bone structure, just things like that, just like you would if you were a human massage therapist. Now with Canis Body Works, you need 200 hours of hands-on and classroom work. So they now offer 2 and 3 day seminars to start you off. And then once you take the basics, then you can choose which other classes you want to take or seminars you want to take to get those hours.
do you have like an ongoing study after you take the initial classes? Is there like a curriculum, or do they recommend that you do refreshers, or are there?
Yeah, with Canis Body Works, you can do refreshers with them, or you can national certification is I got nationally certified, and it's called MBCAM.
Yeah.
National Board of Certification,
Yeah.
Small Animal.
Yeah. Body
And
Works or
so,
something like that.
You can look on there, and you can take different courseworks through there and find different instructors throughout the country. Some offer online Well, actually, the last couple of years, a lot have been online.
Sure.
Even just watching some short video clips and learning from things like that.
Yeah.
Extra work.
Yeah. In the national board, now not everybody needs to take the national, but it is a good thing to really kind of solidify
Right.
who you are and the professionalism and the level of professionalism that you take in order to work with dogs and stuff like that. So, can you tell me, like, now you have been out there, working with clients and stuff for quite a few years. Who benefits from massage work? What is the benefit, or what kind of dogs do you work with?
Well, to be honest, all dogs benefit from the puppy to the elderly, to the old dog. Working with puppies, it's good. It gets them used to touch. Gets them some trust building, so they learn it's okay for people to touch you here. The sports dog is always good to do, and even the couch potato that goes out on the weekends and hikes 5 miles with their owners who just drag them off the couch. But the elderly, the old dogs, that all have I mean, we all get it, arthritis, where we become lame, they sore, and don't want to move very much, and so a lot of my clients are on the older side.
Right. And I think usually that's when people start to recognize that their dog is having issues, and then it kind of cues people into, trying to seek some solutions for their dog's pain issues. But really, I would think that you would want to get ahead of the game.
Right.
In other words, work with, like you said, with like younger dogs, especially maybe like a large breed dog, whose growth spurts and their bones and stuff like that aren't fused and whatnot. Massage would be beneficial for a dog like that, right?
Definitely.
Yeah,
They go through the growing pains, and it's not like you have to massage them every week, but to start them out and get them used to it, and then do like a maintenance, every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks, just to keep them aware of what I'm going to do when I come and work on them.
exactly. And then I think then you mentioned too also about there you have your sporting dogs. Your sporting dogs are the ones that are like regular dogs that are out competing, in agility and or maybe Schutzhund dogs, and these are your competition or working breeds. A dog that's working, to have a massage for those dogs would definitely benefit. Because just like us, when you overwork, your muscles become tight. And so would you think that those dogs would also, yeah, as you mentioned, would also very much benefit?
Yeah. Agility, nose work. I have a few clients that, do those things. And I usually will go, my agility dogs, I will go see them before they go, like if they're going to the nationals or whatever, or even just the weekend thing. And then I will schedule to see them after they get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes they will also seek out a massage therapist at the actual event.
Event. Yeah. And I've been to events and I've seen that. And then I think the other one that you mentioned also, I always call them the weekend warriors.
Yes.
They're the people who are not necessarily, exercising and competing on a daily basis, but
Right.
all of a sudden they get off the couch, like you said, and then they, maybe, go for a long walk. I will admit I was a weekend warrior when back in the days when I used to compete
Yes.
from lure coursing. So there wasn't events every weekend, but I would try to go to the events, and they were probably maybe once or twice a month. And so if you've ever been to lure coursing, those dogs run hard.
They do.
And the problem with that, in any of these cases, if you're not working structurally with the dog, can actually damage the dog, and
Right.
particularly those weekend warriors that, because they're not exercised on a daily basis, and it's kind of like you getting up and just going for a 10-mile run, once a month.
Right.
You're going to be hurting.
Right. And
Yeah.
you need to, warm those muscles up before they do that. I mean, because, the muscle fibers move in and out. And when they all of a sudden stretch, and the dog's not going to tell you, oh, that hurt. So they're going to continue to try and chase that squirrel, chase that rabbit. Um, and they can't tell you, but their muscles then stop moving in and out, and then they get hard, and then it gets harder for the animal to move, and then it just will trickle down, and then arthritis will set in, and so on and so forth.
And that's generally when you start seeing your dog become lame.
Right.
The dog's limping, or they're favoring, or they're not moving quite as
Right.
fluently, and stuff like that. So, so certainly I think massage covers a very wide range of clientele. Um, I think one of the challenges that, for people like yourself, and including myself doing what I do, um, from a health, uh, I don't think that people really put that, like, on the top of their list of things to do.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Yeah, and so it becomes a bit of a challenge, for the practitioner, um, particularly when when you have people, that are really not aware of these type of services. And so we'll get into how they find you and so forth. But and I think the other piece that you talked about was, actually about older dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, older dogs, the benefits that we have, that you mostly see, what are those particular benefits?
Well, one of the best techniques to use on an older dog is lymphatic massage. Only because it's very light and gentle. You're not going deep muscle. It's all pretty much surface, and it helps to get the crud that's in the lymph nodes moving to get out of the system, to help the immune system, help them feel better with that, and also arthritis and stress. The gentle strokes that you do, the gentle compressions, the lymphatic, all help relax the dog. And then you can work around the joints for the arthritis. Again, with the older dogs, you're not using a whole lot of pressure, and you don't have to, because every little bit helps in the older dog. It just kind of calms them and helps them to relax. So, like, I have a client, I believe she's 15, going on 15, um, had a little shoulder injury. Have a young dog in the family, loves to play. They play together, and then the owner, pet parent, just said, something's not right. Called me in. We worked on it along with some other modalities that she took her to. Like, she got laser treatments, and then she gets in the treadmill, water treadmill. All those on top of massage help to loosen that up, help to remove the inflammation that's causing the pain and the lameness. And after 3 visits, she came running to greet me, at the door when I got there, as opposed to, the limping, the head bob, I really don't want to come in the room because it hurts for me to walk there. So it's just the slow transformation that I see as the massage therapist from week to week is just amazing to see.
Do you often work with other modalities or other businesses, as you kind of mentioned? You do the massage work, but then you have another person, as you said, might do the water tread and or maybe you have chiropractic and stuff like that. So do you generally find that multimodalities help to improve what you do
Mhm.
at a quicker pace? In other words, when you have multiple people working in different areas within the same dog, not necessarily at the same time, but
Right.
over a course of time, that you find then when you get to the part where you're doing the massage work and working with your dog, do you find that it is more beneficial for the animal to recover from whatever that might be? So for example, um, uh, uh, I'm sorry, I kind of got thrown off there. But for example, if you have a dog that is struggling with arthritis, but they're getting laser therapy, and then the next time you work with them, you find that the flexibility and the mobility of the dog has gotten better, and it can take you to the next level.
Yeah. I only have a few clients that I know see other practitioners for different things. Um, they will see a chiropractor, um, the laser, acupuncture. Um, when all of that is put together, and again, not at the same time. Obviously, I'm not working in the doctor's office or the veterinarian's office. Um, but if you schedule your dog for those different modalities within, it doesn't even have to be the same week. You are going to see the benefits turn around a little bit quicker. But not all pet parents are aware of other things that can be done. I try to educate as best I can. Um, I do have some recommendations that I give. Um, but again, some of those modalities have to be prescribed by a vet in order, like the underwater treadmill for therapy and things, those have to be prescribed by a veterinarian.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, it's not something I say, oh, don't, it's okay to do all three. It's okay to do one. It's okay to do, two.
Right.
And it depends too on the pet parent, financially, because, it's not.
Right. Yeah, certainly. Yeah. I do see we have a question. We're going to get to that question in a minute. I'll go through it. But before we move to that, I wanted to ask, is there a time that is there like a dog ever come up where you would not do massage work or you would not do any body work with?
Um,
Are there any like conditions that you would
yes.
not be working with?
Yes and no. I mean, you can still do massage. You would just like for working on a dog who has open wounds. I can work on the dog away from those open wounds. I'm not going to touch that area. I'm not going to physically put my hands on that area. I may try and remove some heat to, help cool it down a little bit. Cancer, people are worried about cancers. That massage can spread it or
Spread
whatever.
it.
It's not
Mhm.
the case. However, if I know that this lump on this dog is cancerous, because the vet has told me or written it or told the pet parent, I'm not going to massage that. But there's so many other areas that I can work on to help soothe and help that dog.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember back in the days there were just like certain conditions or whatever. They would
Yeah,
be
like if
like,
a dog
yeah,
is pregnant.
cancer was one of those.
Right.
Yeah, they were like, if it's a cancer, just don't, because but that was, umpteen thousand years ago when I went to school and did that myself. So,
Yes.
I'm sure, there's information that always, is new and forthcoming based on the people who are, continuing in that profession and stuff like that. There's new science behind different things and so forth. So the question from Janet says, Hey, Christine and Sue, do you have any suggestions for anxiety or separation anxiety? Are there specific massages to address internal organs for raw eaters? I'm not sure what the last part of that question means, but I think what she's asking is, do you have any suggestions for anxiety or separation anxiety? That's one question. So let's go ahead and address that in regards to massage, and how does massage um, benefit dogs that have stress, anxiety, or separation anxiety?
Sure. Definitely massage can help with anxiety. Um, Separation anxiety may need a little bit more than just massage. Um, but there's techniques that you can do. There's certain areas of the body that you can work, um, and just basic general massage techniques to get that dog feeling more comfortable in their own skin would definitely benefit.
Yeah. Now, is that something that the owner can do? Is there like, do you when they come in and stuff like that, obviously you work there, but you can't be there for every rainstorm
Right.
or thunderstorm or something like that. How do the pet parents continue to cope outside of the times that you're there when they're dealing with anxiety dogs?
Every time I go in and work on a client, I do a little pet parent um, instruction. I give them a few tools that they can use specific to their dog and what is going on with their dog.
Okay, gotcha. And so back to the back end of Janet's question, it says, are there specific massages to address internal organs? Um, I'm assuming she means the kidney, the bladder, things of that nature. I'm not sure where raw eaters comes into play on that. Then she came back and said, it might be more of a supplement issue to support the raw eaters. So if Janet, if your question is based upon like a specific organ, so let's say, for example, the dog had urinary tract or had bladder issues or bladder stones, would massage benefit for those type of dogs that either have bladder, kidney, liver uh, ailments of some sort?
Lymphatic massage can help with that.
Gotcha.
With the kidneys, it helps help to flush out all the garbage that's in the system.
Right.
So
And so, I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. With lymphatic, it's just such a beautiful technique. It's used for pre and post surgical as well. Because it gets the anesthesia out of the system quicker.
Yes.
You clean out that lymphatic system and everything flows much easier.
Yeah. Could have used you last week when I had one of my dogs had a little surgical procedure done and had a lump removed. And so it just was in a bad location. It
Yeah.
wasn't anything, but I was just like, you didn't want something like that to you didn't want something like that to continue to grow in the area that it was growing. But
Right.
yeah, so definitely. And so to further just kind of finish up, I think Janet's question here in regards to the raw eatings, and it might be supplements, might be more of a supplement issue support for the raw eaters. And so let's say, for example, again, Janet, and I'm just kind of taking a stab at this. If your dog were having a, urinary tract or a bladder infection or something like that, and as Sue kind of addressed, a lymphatic massage would help to do that. From a supplement and raw feeding, what we would be looking to do is to change a pH level. The pH level, things that you would be able to do, there certainly are supplements that can be added to the dog's diet that are out there for bladder support. And or if you're feeding raw, you can do things like adding cranberry or things that are going to balance the urinary tract. So I tend to add cranberry. I add Demanos into it as a support, which is something that helps to pull out the bacteria. You can do things like oregano, coconut oil, which are all anti-bacterial, antimicrobial and antiviral. So those are things that you can also supplement with. So I hope that answered her question. Just kind of taking a stab there at that. So anyways, now we kind of talked about all of the different ways that that massage benefits. If there was people that are out there who have interest, because I imagine you run into people, I know I run into people, that have that have interest in doing what you're doing. How would they go about that? Is that something? So you told me where you go to school, where you went to school, but it's my understanding you also teach there.
I do, and we actually I teach for Canis Body Works. We have instructors in Virginia, Chicago, St. Louis, and Florida, and Canada now, actually. I teach in Chicago. We teach at the Anti-Cruelty Society downtown, LaSalle and Grand. And in 2022, we're starting out where we're having some online stuff that people can do. And then the second half of that would be to come into the city and actually get the hands-on. We work a lot with the shelter dogs, so it's a win-win for both for us, the students, and for the Anti-Cruelty Society.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch a dog from your first day of class and get adopted on the last day of class. It's just kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, so they don't bring their own dogs. You're actually working with the shelter dogs and stuff like that,
Yeah,
which has got to be
right.
phenomenal.
Yeah, and we do have a few people who bring in demo dogs for us.
Sure.
Because sometimes it's easier to show on a demo dog as opposed to pulling a dog from a kennel who's all over the place and getting them to calm down. So sometimes we do bring in demo dogs with people that we know that are going to lay there in front of 10, 15 people.
And allow you to do some work on them.
And allow them, the students, to actually get some work on them too.
Right, yeah. But I imagine for those dogs, based on the high stress levels of going into or being a part of or living in a shelter environment, that having you guys come out and do those massages and stuff like that. Another one that I kind of come to mind, back in the days when I was working in massage, was the dogs that there was the greyhound groups where they had the dogs coming in with the broken legs off the track. And so a lot of those dogs, if they broke a leg, that they would, be euthanized. But there were some where they were able to get them into the rescue, and then the rescue would have the broken legs fused, and then having the massage work done, which was just so beneficial for those dogs because, one, they're not moving around. And so, they got to basically, they got their one leg or wherever, and they're not just muscle tears. I mean, they're complete breaks. And so those are screwed and fused, and and those dogs are like in lockdown because they do not want those dogs moving.
Right. There's so much more you can do above and below where that was fixed.
Exactly.
All the compensatory muscles come into play big time, and people don't understand that.
And so with that being said, do you get a lot of people that will, and or do you have vets that you kind of work with that will recommend your services, particularly for dogs that have like ACL tears and things of that nature?
Um, I don't have any vets in particular. Some of the vets that I've tried to go around to in the area here are not willing,
Open. Yeah,
but it's very difficult.
it is.
But it's more so in towards the city where you will get those vets that will recommend it to people. So yeah, that's it's kind of hard. You know, you try and get out there, and so I talk about it any chance I get when I'm out.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I want to just say thank you very much for coming on and talking with
Me.
people. Yeah, I think that it really helps to, when you get an opportunity to have a forum to be able to talk about what it is that you do, not only are you talking about your services, but it opens the door for people to start thinking about alternative ways that they can be helping their animals based on whatever conditions that they might have. And so, how do people get a hold of you if they are interested in your services?
They can send me an email, and that is positive, PAWSITIVE, canine massage at gmail.com. Or they can send me a text or give me a call.
You have a website about a dog,
I
about
have a website, um, about a dog, Positive Canine Massage,
yeah, which is what I have up on the screen,
right?
.com.
.com. I have a Facebook page.
Okay. So
Also,
there's,
dog. You can find me there.
okay, cool.
Mhm.
Well, great. And again, thank you so much. I think this was a great opportunity. I think it's a great time of the season for people to be thinking about this because, a lot of people are, I think, during these holidays, and not just like Christmas, but I think in general, when there's like a holiday, is when people think about getting a dog because they have time that they can be with a dog. And so, one of the things a couple weeks back, I was talking to Bart from, he's a volunteer that goes out and traps dogs that he sees from Lost Dogs of Illinois.
Okay.
So, and I think that these type of services definitely benefit because if they don't deal with stress dogs all the time, because what he was describing was a lot of times that there are these rescue dogs that people bring into their home, and in some cases they're literally in the home in an hour, and then the people let them out the back door to go potty and they slip a lead or they jump a fence or they're out there, man. And so having these stress dogs, particularly all the busy stuff that happens during the holiday, to have somebody come in and do massage work on their dog to help alleviate those that high stress. And then last week I talked to uh, Terry over at Rover Rescue, and we were kind of discussing also about a lot of the dogs that have what we call 3 days in, 3 weeks, and 3 months of basically what you can expect over that. And I don't think people think about bringing a masseuse in at that time, but I think that would be the perfect time to have somebody come in and not just do training, but actually work. Like you see all this separation anxiety and anxiety issues and things like that, I think they should almost call a masseuse before you call the trainer. Because if you
Right.
can just get that stress level down, you'll be able to kind of work within it from a training aspect.
Because we work with trust building because we don't touch a dog until we earn the dog's trust,
Hmm.
and it's in building that trust with the dog, it's also going to build the bond. And with, if a pet parent is watching how I'm working with the dog, hopefully, they're, picking up on that, so that when I leave, then they can do some of the same things. Because
Yeah.
you can't go in and hug the dog,
Right.
you're safe now, you're this, because
You're
they
gonna get bit.
right. You have to learn how to breathe, relax, let them
Exactly.
do.
Yes. All right, you're going to stay on there. Don't hang up. But everybody else, I want to thank you very much for joining me. Next week, we're going to take Wednesday off in between the holiday, but the following week coming in, it will be Wednesday at 5:30, and we'll be talking to a local dog walker and some of the benefits of having, somebody who comes and house sets and dog sets and all of the wonderful things that they have to offer as well. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. So again, this is Christine with a Naturally Balanced Dog, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.